Hello, shalom, hola, and welcome to the Spiritual Life with Mystic Reverend Travis Tidwell. That's me. And introducing my co host, Ashley.
Hey, good evening.
And I want to also acknowledge my executive producer right here, Athena, my daughter, also my high priestess and sacred dragon. We also acknowledge this night, this podcast is always powered and sponsored by the Lord God Yahweh and the Holy and Divine Spirit. Also going to give it up to Hermes Mercurius Trismegistus this episode, as always, because he's my main teacher and guide. And for those of you who don't know who your angels and guides are, shame on you. But welcome to the Spiritual Life. We're here on this episode talking about the top tier angels. Before I go any further, I just want to remind everybody that I do have an album out right now on Spotify, iTunes, Pandora, The Spiritual Life by Travis Tidwell. And for those of you who are listening to us on one of these radio stations, check us out on YouTube.
At Travis Tidwell Podcast.
That's right.
Yes.
And if you like what you see, you can contact either one of us, and we can put you on the show.
And it's The Spiritual Life with Travis Tidwell on iTunes and Spotify for anyone that found us on YouTube first.
Yeah, you bet. My daughter, the executive, is putting the little bit of the music on the beginning and end of our
Time has come.
Time has come for
Yes.
a change, and time has come for a change. That song has been like the major theme of my whole life. Every time I turn around, change.
It's so catchy. I don't know why. I just have it stuck in my head at all times.
But change is so important for all of us, because without change, we can't have growth. I mean, if it wasn't for COVID, I wouldn't be Zooming my classes and, doing all this internet stuff as I never did before. I've been podcasting for a while now. This is our 35th show, it looks like.
When you said 35, I was like, wow, that's a lot.
Yes, and I mean, people have got thousands of shows. Yeah, but I'm a newbie at this.
No, you're staying consistent. A lot of people are like, 25, I'm good.
No, we're here forever. We're here forever. There's always going to be something to talk about, and maybe on Spotify or maybe on the podcast, down the road, we'll talk about predictions, other countries, and things of that nature on a more serious note.
But in the meantime, they can find that already online.
You can go to my 007 series on my YouTube channel, where I've made recent predictions about China and Iran and things of that nature, and on Donald Trump and his family, as I predicted that he will not get a second term. And it does, that's just the way I initially, I see 2016, I predicted he'd only be a one-term president. I was right. So
well, after the Capitol riot, I mean.
Yeah, I mean, well, no.
I kind of drove the nail in the coffin.
Well, it did for the American public, but not for the Republican Party.
They're still saving face.
Yeah. So, we'll see how that works out. But, the planet's in a 5 cycle right now. It's supposed to be more of a healing cycle. Last year was the year of dictatorship here for every country. It seems like in some way, shape, or form. And so, now it's about healing. And, on this episode, we're talking about the top tier angels. So, we want to bring that into conversation. It's important for us to communicate to our angels. It's important for us to express our feelings to a source that's going to benefit us in some way or empower us in some way,
So, it's funny. I was talking to somebody the other day, and they're very Christian, and I had asked her, do you ever talk to your angels? And she said, no, what is that? And it's funny because I think that people have a
Really?
Yeah, and that's what I said. I was like, really? You know that they're
Wow.
around, like, ready to help you in a time of need.
Yeah.
You just need to ask for help. And I feel like people feel uncomfortable because they're like, oh, I feel like I'm praying to an angel and not to Jesus himself. And I was like, no, it's not so much as prayer. It's just like, like literally they're here to assist you. They want to see you succeed.
No, you're totally right.
And they're an extension of God. They're an extension of Yahweh, and people need to think of it as such.
Right. No, there's a misconception for a lot of Christians. I mean, that whole religion is falling apart. They seem to be a majority with, politicians in some way, but honestly, a true Christian is unconditional with their love. And they're not going to judge anybody, and they're not going to support any punk-ass politician or anybody who's not righteous and good in some way. I mean, living by the Ten Commandments is still the rule of law here for everybody on this planet.
I think righteousness is a word that's thrown around too willy-nilly because people can get real evil righteous, you know what I mean, where they just take it and take it a
Well,
little bit too far.
I guess. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
that can happen, but this consciousness right now, excuse me, the consciousness we're in right now is telling us that, um, people voted Donald Trump out, just an example. So, there's more people becoming more cosmically conscious, and that's where you start accepting your angels even more. Because angels are real. They've been here before we were here.
And they're multi-dimensional beings.
Multidimensional. We also see them in spaceships sometimes. They come down. It's amazing yet how there are different still kind of these theories of how they're traveling. I mean, I have dreamed with angels, seriously, no joke, and they're very powerful, very huge beings. But so we still have to be open-minded if we're going to succeed in this new Aquarian age that we're living.
So what is considered a top tier angel? Like, can you go
The
over
top
some?
tier. Let's go to the top of the top, ladies and gentlemen.
So we got, well, let's say top 10. So
Then
like,
but to go to the top 10, we have to start at the top. I can't start at the bottom, unfortunately.
no, that's why I said start with the top 10.
Yeah. Okay. So we go Metatron.
Which is
Metatron.
God's right hand angel, correct?
He is the face of God.
And so, can you explain to the listeners what that may look
Well,
like or what that means?
Yeah, here's the deal. Metatron is a beautiful angel. He actually has two horns, and they say he's the face of God. Now, Metatronics exist here on this planet. Metatronics is really what's created this metaphysics. It's all part of the meta vibration here. But Metatron is the highest angel. The most revered angel.
So I think I might have read somewhere that Enoch, I guess, ascended into the angel of Metatron in, I guess, a sense. I don't know how.
No, they're two separate entities. So what happened is that Metatron ascended to Enoch and brought him up in a vehicle of light.
Yes.
You
and it
travel
talks
through the
about
vehicle of
that.
light through Metatron. And so it was Metatron who came to Enoch, picked him up, and took him into the inner world and showed him the future of the human race. He also was the angel who brought him into communication with the Lord God Yahweh. Enoch was one of the few people that was so much loved by God. He, communicated direct like that and picked him up. He never died.
No, it's crazy because he explains that in the book of Enoch, right? And he was saying that it was just so much that his body just melted to the ground. Like, it was just too intense, the power of what he couldn't even describe it into words. And he talks about, and I was like wondering, well, he was definitely in the presence of God, at least in my mind.
Yeah, for sure. I'm sure of that. And so Metatron is actually the top angel. When I say that in Divine Love and Light, never with anything negative in my vibration. I bless Metatron every day in prayer. I love Metatron. He's the host with the most.
And what's his role?
Everything.
Like,
he controls everything. He
all the
oversees
other
everything.
angels?
Everything. Usually, for me, my top tier angels for me are Metatron, Sandalphon, Hashem, and then I go to Raphael, Michael, Gabriel, Ariel, Uriel, Zadkiel, and then I will say, and then I just bless all orders and choirs and brotherhoods of angels at that point, because I could go on with Kasael and Sashael. I mean,
There's so
the
many.
list goes on, and there
Some
are
high raids on my
yeah,
raids.
you betcha. And so I do bless those angels, as I said, in prayer. But then I have another set of angels I communicate with and I bless, and those angels are part of the 72 angels of fate and destiny. And these angels are also part of the powers, thrones, virtues, and dominations, which we read about in the Bible. The angels of the thrones, powers of the thrones. We hear about that a lot.
The throne energies.
Yeah, the throne energies. Thank you. Exactly. And I communicate with them, and I know how to contact them, and I have been already. So, there are angels in that particular vibration that I call out individually. A star, a subnoc, Halphus, Furos.
So going back to the L's, so is it the name and then the L is of God? Like,
Well, they say any angel's name with the EL is definitely a high angel.
well, isn't L also a sacred name for
L
Yahweh?
is a sacred name of God. You bet.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
I would just assume like it's like the name and then of God, like
Of a certain degree, yeah. I
like
mean,
Shamuel,
they say,
Ariel,
well, yes,
Gabriel.
for the exception of Metatron here and Hashem. But we know that, and Sandalphon.
Sandalphon.
But we know that these
Ezekiel.
angels are working, acting angels. They're archangels. They're top tier, baby, top tier.
And they're running the show in other dimensions
You
as
betcha,
well.
you
I mean,
betcha.
just imagine that kind of responsibility. I wouldn't even
Yeah,
like
no,
brotherhoods of light, just like getting in
boom.
together.
Yeah,
You
that's why
know.
when I pray, I have to bless all, choirs and orders and brotherhoods. I mean, there's just so many out there. I just.
So I'm always about like picturing shit in my mind, and I think it was like a movie where Thor was trying to fix his hammer, and then there's like they had to re-jumpstart that star, and you know how those
No,
things
I
had to.
don't, but I'll trust you
Oh
on that
no!
one.
If anyone's seen it, and
Did
the
you
way
see
they
Athena?
yeah, where they had to recrank it and like the heart of the star. But the way the things start turning, if anyone can look it up, I pictured that as like the higher heavens, just like wheels just going like on fire.
Right.
And just so much energy swirling around.
Yeah, I've actually seen the wheels of Merkabah before because I've seen the Hebrew alphabet appear to me before. So it's very magical. It's very empowering,
Yeah.
to say the least.
I can even imagine.
And I feel like because I've been in touch with these angels for so long, praying to them, meditating with them, and dreaming with them, that I pass this on to everybody about being conscious of your angels. And if you don't know who your angel is, just all my angels come close to me. That would be the simplest thing to tell you. But there are top tier angels. You can Google them. Different variations of names depending on the culture.
And if somebody felt comfortable enough, would it be okay for them to be like, "Can you please reveal yourself to me?" Because I feel like, for instance, like I've seen some weird stuff, but I always feel kind of like, okay, that was a little weird. I know that you can't come with any fear. You have to be completely ready for these experiences, correct?
Well, you should try to be as calm as you can. Even if you have some fear, you should give it all to Yahweh. You can't just because fear is going to block you from receiving.
Oh, absolutely. That I do agree with. But sometimes, like, you don't really want to know. Sometimes you don't really want to see. You want to see, but you don't want to see.
Yeah. I guess it could be that way. Man, I just in the beginning of my life, I felt that way. The old Travis kind of felt that way, but the spiritual Travis is. In the beginning, I was fearful of a lot of things in my spiritual awakening. I would get high pitched frequencies at night before I'd go to bed, and I'd be meditating on angels and Kabbalah, and it was so deep. I was afraid I wouldn't wake up the next morning.
Oh, I know all about the ringing, though. I feel
so
it just pulsating straight through my head.
So when you have the fear of not being able to wake up, and then you wake up the next morning, and go, "Why I lived through that? Wow, that was amazing. That whole energy, whatever I was going through at the time." And it's like we said earlier in another conversation. It's anything that we've never seen before is grotesque, or it's the unknown. All that brings fear in. At some
but
point.
like going back to the grays, you know what I mean? That's like some shit.
Well.
And that's another thing too. It's like the vibration, like should I feel calm in the presence of an angel? I would assume
Yes,
so.
of course. And that's why we're talking the top tier angels. We're not here talking at the bottom of the list, ladies and
No,
gentlemen.
absolutely. Okay, so like going back to the list of angels, so we talked about Gabriel. So what was Gabriel in charge of or is in charge of?
Well, let's just talk about the top tiers here. We'll talk about, we talked about Metatron, who's the all-seeing vibration, the highest angel. But then, Sandalphon and Shem. But let's talk about the main angels, the main four angels, and that's going to be Raphael, Michael, Gabriel, Ariel, the main angels that are the most important because they rule the four directions, the four seasons, the four elements, the four sacred names of God. They're very powerful. And so those angels you definitely want to be in tune with.
Okay, so can we talk about what they're in charge of, like Gabriel?
Well, Gabriel is actually an angel who promises you long life, and also is in charge of love, from what I understand.
I thought that was Raphael.
Also brings you awakenings, judgment done in your favor, or your shipwrecked lonely and won't have a long life. Well, in tarot, Raphael is the angel of choice and temptation, but also Raphael carries the vibration of a healer. Okay, and Raphael in the role of one of the four angels rules the element of the east. The direction of the east, the element of air, and that's communication.
I'm just
So
picturing the lover's card as we speak.
yeah, well now don't forget now the Lover's Card, another episode. The Lover's Card was initially Cupid. Remember, it was two girls with a man in the middle, which it should be today, ladies and
I don't
gentlemen.
think I've ever seen the original one. I've only seen the Rider Waite. I have to go back in
Yeah,
time and do my research.
probably look up the word tarocchi, tarocchi,
Is that Italian?
tarocchi. It's Italiano,
Mm-hmm.
tarocchi. And there could be an Italiano deck that might have something out there. I used to have a great deck like that, but
Where the gypsies resided.
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, no, of course you would think that Raphael is the influencer for choices, and maybe call him for love. Who knows? But Gabriel, Gabriel really has that vibration. But like I said, also promises you long life, spiritual awakenings.
Mm-hmm.
If you're on top with Gabriel, judgment done in your favor. I have a great Gabriel song on my album, Time Has Come. Angel Gabriel, you need to listen to that one, people.
Mm-hmm.
He has a horn. He likes music. You know what I'm saying? And then Michael, he's
He's the protector, correct? He's
well.
the
They
one
say
that.
he's the right hand of God.
Okay, so not Metatron, but Michael.
Metatron's the face of God.
Oh.
Michael is the right hand of God,
Okay.
from what they say.
Mm-hmm.
And he's the one who battled Satan in an MMA fight and won. Of course, he didn't kill him, you know. And Michael in Psalms 85 was commanded by God to wipe out his enemy, and he went down to earth and killed all the enemy at that time, I guess, for the Israelis, the
Wait,
Hebrews.
this is Angel Michael?
Yeah, it's in Psalms 85.
It just I pictured like kind of like that movie Legion where he was like trying to save humanity and like Michael comes down, he's like, I'm about ready to smite these bitches. So I always pictured him as this like this angel of
Yeah.
like, oh, do not
On my
mess
second album, we're
around.
going to have the Angel Michael that I wrote. And there's a chorus line that says, Angel Michael, come down with your key and chain and bind all evil again. Because that's what Michael does. Shit, you better get the hell out of town.
Yes.
But Michael, yeah, and for those people who are attracted to blue, you got Michael in your life because he carries that blue sword.
Hmm.
And so Michael's a very
I'm a
powerful
water sign, so
angel.
I love blue regardless.
Yeah. Well, yeah, and at some point, then we have, and see, when we look at the four angels of the four elements here, I mean, and in the four directions, again, Raphael's east, element of air.
Hmm.
Then we have Michael, who is fire, who's the direction of the south,
Hmm.
you know. And then we have Gabriel, who's the direction of the west, element water. And then we have Ariel, who is the angel of the north,
And
element
then
of earth.
and then she's the angel of beauty,
Who?
Ariel.
No, that would be more of Raphael.
Hmm.
To be honest with you, if you wanted to look at beauty,
Hmm.
that's more of the solar plex energy. Ariel is the angel who brings you hope and faith, keeps your hope and faith. She promotes prayer, meditation, healing. She can make you a star. She brings you a lot of attention. You know what I'm saying?
Well, that's it. It's weird to me to have like for someone to pray for that kind of stuff. Not in a weird way, because I was like, I feel like maybe it doesn't sound very humble. It's like, come on, Angel Ariel, come through so I can get popular. Like I need you to come through. Like
Hell
it's like,
yeah.
is that bad to even ask
And
for?
as you're listening, yes, I've been praying for my next level of income here. I mean, come on, people.
For the next level,
If you like the
income,
content,
yes.
man, leave a message, email us,
Hit the subscribe button.
hit the subscribe button, put it on notification.
Yes.
Ashley here's been a great energy to bring to my podcast.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, you're more than thanks for being here. My spiritual brother Rosendo is here in the house. Who he called me. He goes, "Hey fool," he goes, "Your podcast is okay, but you're kind of dry by yourself." He goes, "You need another person, like a girl or somebody to talk to, man, to make it more lively." And then Ashley just popped in my life after he said that.
He channeled me, quote
Yeah,
unquote.
yeah. So that was all meant to be. So it's weird how this whole thing kind of comes together for us, But again, these are also angels involved. Make no mistake. You have angels guiding you and helping you every day.
And they're waiting for you to just ask.
Just
They're like
waiting.
to jump on.
Who wouldn't want to be best friends with an angel?
So those are the top four, and then like give me a little bit more. Okay, you mentioned Sandolphin. So what is he?
Sandolphin is the angel of earth.
Hmm.
Okay, and babies, from what I understand, in pregnancy.
So how would you pray, or how would you ask for him for assistance?
Boy, that's a good question. Well, yes, in Kabbalah there is a system, And Sandalphon is the angel who rules earth, as well as Hashem. You can call upon Sandalphon to help you in earthly matters for sure.
And,
You
and
know.
and that's like mundane stuff. Like, please
Oh
help me
yeah,
fix my
mundane for sure.
car. Like,
Yeah,
I need
anything.
to pay
You know, all
rent.
my angels come close to me now. You know, if you don't know who your angel is, Sandalphon. Yeah, I need rent money. You
Or
know.
can you say like, please help the earth of its troubles right now?
I mean, that's something everybody should be doing, and that's why I do daily communions, because we have communions where we call upon the angel of joy to bring beauty to everybody,
Yeah.
or the angel of creative work to bring abundance to people.
And then
You know, the angel of
angel. Oh, so sorry. I didn't mean to cut you
no,
off. Go
or the
ahead.
earthly mother and I are one. You know what I'm saying? The heavenly Father and I are one. You know, the earthly mother gives me the food of life. You know what I'm saying? I mean, all these different prayers and mantras that we can do are very powerful.
And I mean, people don't also need a template either. They could just like speak out loud in their car or in the shower at their
Yeah, I
room.
pray in the shower, but I talk to my angels in the car. I talk to my angels anytime I need them. Damn, I don't.
Or you
You
can
know.
even send them someone else's way. Like, oh, so and so needs
Well,
protection.
here's what I
Please.
would do. I would say all my angels go to so and so's angels. Let's get them involved. You know, you're not going to want to.
Make the connection.
Yeah, well, your angels are there for you. That your friends, your family members, they have their own angels also. Make no mistake, this is real.
Hmm. No, I mean,
You know.
there's been some pretty miraculous stuff
No,
that's
man,
happened in my
I've
life.
got spiritual students, family, friends who've been with me. I've called all my angels close to me. You know, me and Mark went traveling, and every time we called my angels, man, boom, we had the park space. Anything we wanted, it was there.
So I know you mentioned another angel. So I think it was Uriel.
Uriel.
Okay, so what is he?
Magic.
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 Okay.
Crowley uses Ariel. Ariel is the angel of magic, really, in a lot of ways and used in a lot of rituals. Uriel's a very powerful angel.
So I feel like some people would feel that would be crossing the line for divination. Like you shouldn't mess around with that. What would you say for that?
Bah, you're a sheep. No.
Travis.
Go talk to Jesus. No kidding. No, even Jesus was psychic. No, I would say you're lost. I would say that you need to, evolve in some way. There's a story back in the Bible where King Saul he banned all magic and mediums and spiritual communication. And then King Saul used to go to battle. I'm not giving you verbatim the words that are used in the text, but moreover that he used to go to battle. The holy man would come down and bless him because he had his word from God that everything was going to be good.
Yeah.
He'd be outnumbered 3-1 or whatever, and he always won. And one time he didn't get his message from God that he was waiting for. It wasn't happening, and he thought something was wrong.
Yeah.
So he goes to the town. He's kind of camouflaged, got a hoodie on and shit, No, I'm just kidding.
I'm waiting.
And,
I was like,
yeah.
okay, go.
And he gets this woman named Brindora.
Mm-hmm.
And he says, hey, I want you to channel the god Samuel for me. And she goes, I can't do anything. She goes, I'll be killed. It's King Saul is out. He's banned mediumship. And he said, I'm King Saul. And he took off his hood. He says, I need to talk to this fool now. And she channeled Samuel, the god Samuel. Yeah, and he came in and told him, he said, why are you bothering me? He goes, God loves you. You're going to be just fine. And then God gave him a message and he went out to battle and he won. You know what I'm saying? But that's a true story. But, people have banned this stuff in the past. And let's face it, too, back in the day that, angels were, God, just so influential. You know what I'm saying?
So let me ask you something, though. And, with God being so all powerful and can have so many extensions, have you read anywhere any scripture that was regarding why he created the angels?
Well, for many different reasons. But let me just say this. They say that David was the last man that God communicated directly to like that. And after that, but that's not true. God has 72. Let me just say this. God has 72 angels of fate and destiny that rule this planet. He put them in charge. And these are the guys that bring you good luck, accidents, whatever. But they're called the 72 angels of fate and destiny, and they're real. And they're the angels who could be considered the fallen angels because they bring us information. You know what I'm saying? Like we were talking earlier. But I have a different philosophy on that. So that's really the big thing is we have these 72 angels here who are influencing people, influencing us, helping us depending on who you are. They say any man that could master the voices could control the 72 angels.
So, but kind of going back to my question, why do you feel like it was why they were created when maybe Source
Because God got tired. He got tired of being involved. God got tired. Source said, hey, you know what? I'm taking a break. You angels, you take care of these guys.
So no, I was just curious if there was any scripture anywhere that might
Um,
have referenced this. If
yes, there
somebody
is. When you
wanted
talk
to.
about the angels, yeah,
Hmm.
go to and research your angels of the powers and thrones in the Bible, and they'll be talking about that for sure.
About why they were created.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, and then you can go back to the beginning of the Bible, Genesis, where they talk about the Elohim, the creator gods, and angels that are here also.
Hmm.
I mean, there's a lot there for angels in the Old Testament because the Old Testament's a great history book,
It really is.
and they talk about the 72 angels in that book. And I'm giving you stuff that I know from Solomon. I studied the works of Solomon and Moses, and the 72 angels are considered to be the spirits of Solomon and the wisdom of Solomon in some way. He was the man who controlled these 72 spirits.
Hmm.
And you got spirits for fame and money and wealth and just all kinds of good stuff.
Yeah, of course. And I guess that also kind of breaks the, I guess, misconceived belief that angels are only there for like good and just love, peace, happiness. Like there is ones for fortune, there is one
Yeah,
for.
you could be,
And
down the wrong
so,
path depending upon the angel you're dealing with.
okay, so there could be some trickster angels, some
You bet.
mischievous
You bet. You have to be
angels.
careful, I kind of feel, when you're dealing with lower vibration, spiritual or angelic type
Would
beings.
you even like consider them angelic at that point?
Sure. But,
Hmm.
a devil's angelic.
Hmm.
And
I mean,
I say a devil because there's that
oh,
kind of entity out there. You know what
oh,
I'm saying?
absolutely. I know for a fact there's like
You know,
probably myriads of multiple different versions
you know.
of the devil making
Yeah,
people making
yeah,
deals and whatnot.
yeah. No, for sure. And so I really feel it depends on who you are, what system of Kabbalah or religion you're studying. I mean, most religion is Christian. You said Jesus, and that's it. Jesus, I need a car. Boom. I need love. Boom. I need money. Boom. Jesus didn't care for money. He didn't have a car. I'm sure he doesn't care about a car. And you know what? He ain't going to get you a date.
Hmm.
Jesus gives you compassion with some love and
Love,
understanding.
humility.
Unconditional love.
Hmm.
Unconditional love. He loved everybody. He
You
promotes
shouldn't
love.
use him as a good luck charm either. Like you
No.
have to bargain. Like, okay, God, like,
He's a lawyer for most people.
yeah, exactly. If you come through for me, I promise I'll go to church every weekend for the next
Yeah,
5 weeks.
you bet. Now,
Yeah.
now also too, remember when we talk about angels again, I mean, for these people who are listening to the podcast, I keep saying this over and over. And for those of you on YouTube who are watching, if you don't know who your assigned angel is, give me an email at Travis Tidwell Podcast and .com. I know, excuse me, Travis Tidwell Podcast at gmail.com, or you can go to my YouTube channel and it's Travis Tidwell Podcast at YouTube. Excuse me.
Yeah. So, and also
Yeah,
too, like when you're
I
at
lost it for a
home,
minute.
no, it's fine. And so, like when you're at home, and let's just say like you're laying down, can you just be like, hey, when I go to sleep tonight and I wake up, please have a name for me, like for my angel, and then you can wake up and maybe channel a name.
Sure, that
Just
you can do that, or
activate your
you could
dream.
meditate and call upon an angel, and it's really not rocket science to do this. You can do that for sure.
No, definitely. And I think that's one thing I like about this show is that you're like, that's what I love about being spiritual. It doesn't need to be, you don't need to be like a rocket scientist and you don't need to be rich.
No, you just have
do
to listen to your
whatever.
higher self.
Hmm.
For a lot of us, it's tough. Sometimes I could be more intuitive for my clients than I am for myself, but when it comes to spiritual contact, I'm there. All right. So again, when I'm attuning you, I let you know who your Reiki master teachers are at each level that I attune you.
Hmm.
Excuse me. Trying to determine who your angel is not rocket science. A lot of people get too caught up in the left brain side of things, and they're not just
But
open to receiving.
speaking of that though, and I know I was going to ask you this. So, let's go over to the science side for a minute. Some people would believe that angels are extraterrestrial beings. How do you feel about that theory? And do you think it might be a mix of celestial
Both.
and, yeah,
Yeah, there's
extraterrestrial?
celestial, there's extraterrestrial beings who are helping us and who are angelic
Mm-hmm.
background vibration to them. So, and let's be honest. We look at the Egyptians who, in the Book of the Dead, they clearly tell you in their history book that they come from the Belt of Orion. So I mean, when you figure that out, and most Native American Indian tribes have their own stories about not being from Earth
Mm-hmm.
and being from the Pleiades. So everybody out here listening and watching needs to think about where they're connected. You know, what am I connected to? Where are my angels? Who is my angel? How can I get my life better? You know, this is the spiritual life. So I'm always, you know, the reason why I even came up with this, each episode, we're trying to empower you with information.
Yeah, absolutely. And even stuff that you may not have thought of. Because I'm
Exactly.
still learning to this day.
Yeah, you know, and I've been doing this for 32 years, you know, and Spirit supports me, and I've been very lucky, and I attribute a lot to my angels and everything, of course, to the Lord God Yahweh. But yeah,
Holy
you
and
know,
divine
the Holy and
spirit.
Divine Spirit. That's right, baby, and West Coast magic. Now, you know, it's tough at being spiritual in a physical world.
That
And
it
so,
is.
you know, again, and some people, like you made a really good point earlier. You said, you know, I got Christian friends who, if it ain't baby Jesus, I can't touch it, you know, kind of stuff. And it's like,
Yes.
man, you got to give that up because the universe is big. And, you know, we got to go back to the Ten Commandments. And the first commandment, it says, thou shalt not worship no gods before me. It wasn't, thou shalt not worship no gods before me till my son Jesus is born, you know, and it was angels who went to the Virgin Mary, you know, and all angels who, in the history of the Hebrew Bible, it was all angels who appeared to men and helped man, you know, in some way, shape, or form.
And angels could be considered celestial and extraterrestrial, so
You
they're
betcha. There was three
interchangeable.
angels who appeared to Abraham and said Sarah would have a baby when she was 80, and she laughed. And then she had her handmaiden, one of her maidens, have a baby with Abraham. You know, he had to
Oh,
get his
and that's
groove
when
on.
she
And then
built
they
the
named him
resentment.
Ishmael.
Yes, yes, I remember
And
this
then when
story.
she got pregnant to you know Abraham's son at 80, she
She
was
sent them
shocked.
away,
Yeah,
right?
she kicked him out.
Yep.
She kicked him out of the tribe. They were cast into the desert.
And that sucks. She was just doing what she was told.
And yeah, so you know her son created the Muslim religion.
Hmm.
The Islamic religion is named after Ishmael here. So her son created the Islamic religion. It was Ishmael, and that's why at some point I guess the in some Islamic states they don't have a good feeling about Hebrew people. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Some of that could have been the teachings of his mother growing up. That man raped me, and
No,
then he
no,
had
let
his
me.
baby, and I threw me in the desert. You know what I mean?
Oh my
What
gosh.
what kind of a story are we talking here right
The
now?
Bible, the greatest love story ever told.
I'm sorry, people.
No, no. So let me ask you in regards of like angelic beings in other cultures. So what about maybe like the Vedic? Do they talk about that in
You know,
other
oh,
scripture?
Vedics. Oh my
Hmm.
God, when you talk about Hindu in India, go to these cultures. Their transcripts and their history is so rich
Yes.
of extraterrestrial and you know that
The
the whole
Vedas.
yeah the whole spaceship. You know the whole you know what I'm saying.
Hmm.
There's a lot out there, but again, you know, we're talking about the top tier angels in this episode, and so for those of you out there. You know, it's time for you to think about how can I find out who my angel is. Now, I'd go home if I'm at home, sit down in a chair, put myself in a pyramid of light, maybe do a little prayer, and then say, okay, higher self, I want one of my angels around me enter my conscious mind right now and give me a name. I mean, it's that simple. And then the name that comes to you would be the name of that angel.
It's that
It's
simple.
that simple. Now,
Hmm.
if you go to episodes 14, 15, 16, I give you level 1 and level 2 Reiki. Ashley actually went online and got it. I got to get you, remember, I got to get you a certificate.
Yeah, and I
Got to get her a
actually
certificate.
let me. I'm sure I asked you this already, but to I guess what is the correlation between Reiki and angelic beings?
Reiki and angelic being. Well, Reiki is a form of light. It's a light energy source
Mm-hmm.
that comes from light, and angelic beings are just beings made of light.
Mm-hmm.
So,
I guess because it can it help you attract, I guess, more of a connection.
well, Reiki will definitely bring more angels into the room. It will empower the angels who you have in your life. Reiki brings in those three teachers, though, which you need. You know, you need those three different levels of teachers to be with you. And when you do what they call absentee healing, you send those angels or those teachers.
Mm-hmm.
Some people do have angels.
Mm-hmm.
You send those master healers, those teachers or angels, to the person you want healed.
Okay, so now I guess I'm understanding better. So when you do 3 different forms of Reiki, or levels, I should say, you'll get 3 different assigned angels that will help you
Right.
channel the
Angels
energy
are
from the
master
other
teachers. Yes,
side so
that's
you
right.
can do the healing. Okay.
That's right. That's how we do absentee Reiki. I mean, sure, I can just send you a symbol, a master symbol to your crown and visualize it. You know, people say, what symbol did you just send? Well, you know, honestly, I might do a master symbol, but that's really the only symbol I'm going to use if I decide I want to use a symbol. Reiki is that simple. I can just visualize my master teachers going over to you and calling them to me and say, okay, go over to this person and start working on them. If I know you, I know you have Reiki master teachers yourself, I'll say work with their teachers and angels and let's get this thing going.
Yes. Makes sense.
You know, but angels are real. And, you know, I love all the angels. I'm trying to write songs for all the angels on my album. I have the Angel Gabriel song, which is the bomb. I'm telling you.
Okay, give us a little clip.
No, I can't. I'm sorry. No.
Come on, you did it last time.
Yeah, I do. You did the last
Time has come.
time. No, yeah, put me on the spot on that one. Well, on that particular song too, there's a Kabbalistic prayer from Solomon that I use on that song, and it goes something like, "Angel Gabriel, play your horn," you know, something like that, and it goes around, "Angel Gabriel, blow your horn," you know, because Angel, he blows the horn, and it talks about him being here, and him helping us during these crazy times on this planet. I mean, right now we are suffering from climate change, which a lot of people don't realize that the natural force of decay happened the day this whole thing was created. The natural force, and through man's technology and whatnot, we've sped up the decay on this
Death
planet
and rebirth
to some degree. Yeah. So we're in a major change. Look at that movie, The Day After Tomorrow. That was kind of framed from the information from Noah.
Is that the one with the limousine?
No, this kid and his girlfriend get stuck in New York, and it froze up, and the whole state, the whole continent freezes up.
Everything
And
always
Dennis
happens
Quaid
in
has
New
to
York.
go as his
Yes.
father and has to go get him or whatever.
Dennis Quaid, say no more.
Dennis Quaid. A Quaid experience. Now, but it was based on NOAA, which is the research center. And so we know climate change is real. And let me tell you something, going back to angels, look at any culture, they're going to talk about angels. And for those of us living in America, and those of us who have been Catholic or Christian in some way in the beginning, there was ignorance. And then you realize that, it's time to open up your mind. Yeah, of course we love Jesus. And if I'm doing a healing work, Jesus is there. If I'm doing a wedding, Jesus is there. If I'm doing a funeral, Jesus is there. You know what I'm saying? Seriously, that's where Jesus is with me. I bring him all the cool stuff. But I don't take him to battle. Hey, this guy pissed me off, Jesus. I want you to go over there and kick his ass. Jesus ain't going to do that.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. That's where I bring
It's all about the love.
That's when I bring Moses in the room. But anyway, so we really have to think about, angels and how not only they can help us, but how we can create a relationship with them. We create a relationship by acknowledging them every day. When I'm not calling my angels to help me out, I'm blessing them in prayer. But I'm conscious of them, and I'm letting them know I'm conscious of them.
So that's a good thing, actually, to talk about. So you're saying that you bless your angels. So I'm sure, some people are thinking, well, angels are angelic, so why do they need my blessing? So what would be the purpose of you blessing an angel?
I love your questions. You're the best to have around. So the deal is that. My blessings is like an email going to them. Maybe it's spam mail for them.
Delete, block,
yeah,
spam.
delete, block. I'm still
Travis
sending it, baby.
again.
32
Delete.
years later, I can't get rid of this guy.
Select all,
Yeah.
delete, trash. Just kidding.
Yeah. And 32 years later, I'm still, you know what I'm saying? So, no, that's what I feel. I want them to know that I love them because I want them to love me also. And if they don't, I'm still going to love them. They're ancients. They're beings who have been here from the beginning of time. I want to acknowledge them and give them the love and blessings I feel they deserve from all of us for being here and helping us in different ways, shapes, and forms. And that goes for all the angels and the 72 spirits and the 72 angels of fate and destiny here. We need to be conscious that there's other forces here at work. Most people are going to work, going home, eating, sleeping, waking up, going to work, and they don't have this perception of anything after this life, and they don't know a lot of times how to change things in their life. A lot of people go to Christianity or things of that nature, but if you're smart, you're going to start communicating with your angel, your personal assigned angel, and whatever angels are following you besides that one particular angel, along with your holy guardian angel, which is really the first angel you have, which is there. But that's really what you want to do.
Perfect. So, okay, totally strange question as you were talking. Have you ever heard of a case where somebody has fallen in love with an angel? Because I'm sure it's had it. Okay, going back to
Yes,
the
I have
fallen
actually.
angels,
No, I know girls who have a crush on certain, and they focus their lives on this angel.
almost like obsession,
A big time obsession.
infatuation.
Infatuation. Oh my
I'm sure
God.
they're deleting their emails too.
Yeah, right now they know who they are. You know who you are. How are we doing on time, executive producer? Hello? I can't hear you.
We're good.
Okay, we're good. I'm just checking with her. No, really at some point, obsession can be a little much, but I do have on. Well, actually, on this altar, I don't even have an angel really. It's all Buddha and my food dogs and
Well, you went
Sai
straight to
Baba
source,
and
though. You're straight ascended masters.
I do, and I have my altar for Hermes, and I do have another altar with myself. And then I do have my shrine, which has all the four angels of the four directions. It has Metatron there, has the Virgin Mary. It has just an array of different deities and saints that I love, because I also love the saints very much. But the top tier angels, the four angels, four directions, are four good angels to call upon for help.
Mm-hmm.
It's almost like at some point, the more you communicate and you bless, and that's why I bless the angel. I want them to notice me. I want them to know I love them. So when you bless them, it's like not giving them an email. And then, the day I need them or I call upon them, they really have to help.
They're obligated.
They are obligated. Now, a lot of ancient systems have said that on Judgment Day we would make a report card on our angels.
I don't know how I feel about that one. I actually don't know if maybe I'll start paying attention more, but up until this point, maybe like a C.
Well, we both share the same angel, Ariel, and I love you, honey. You know I do. I'm gonna write a song for you yet, baby. I promise. But no, yeah. But here's what I tell my angels: look, I'm praying to you, and and you have helped me, and I can't say you haven't. They've done some amazing stuff for me, but I've told them, if you don't help me here and do what I ask and need, not only what I want, but what I need, when I get to the other side, I will be no day at the beach. And I promise you that.
Yeah, but where you're going, and I think where other people are going, is two different realms of
probably
higher level thinking, consciousness.
Yeah, old Russian philosophy says you go to heaven for the weather and hell for the company. But no, I'm working to be an ascended master. Bottom line, I'm enjoying my lower self in the world while I'm here in the physical realm. I'm not going to be stupid about this.
Yeah.
I'm not the Dalai Lama. I'm Travis. And so I'm living my life, but I'm also, I'm living spiritual. So I'm conscious of my higher self, my lower self. I'm conscious of my higher angels. And then I'm conscious of my, lower animal self. You know what I'm saying? That's another battle. Now, some people would think that's your good angel and your bad angel. Yeah, And it really has nothing to do with it. You have a lower self and a higher self. It's really the lower self that's the dark one. Oh, yeah, I see her. The higher self will go, no, leave her alone.
Very Emperor's New Groove.
Yeah, and the angel's going, Travis, listen. I'm going, sorry, angel. Spirit, go away. Lower self is feeding now. And that's when you don't listen to your angel most of the time.
Well, that's what I was going to ask. It's like, should we just trust in the fact that your angels are leading you the right way? Because we were talking about trickster angels. So it's kind of like, I don't know.
That would depend upon the kind of magic you're studying, or maybe the religion you're into that might not be working.
But how about if somebody so basically what you're saying is the only way to attract those kind of angels is if you're dabbling in some shit you probably shouldn't be dabbling in. But if you're like a regular Joe Schmo and you're asking for your angels to call upon them, you should
that
get
angel
someone
prayer,
reliable.
Yeah, well, that angel prayer in general, if I say all my angels come close to me now, and whoever's my assigned angel, please be with me now. Or I could just say again, all my angels come close to me now. Angels, is why I've called you today. I need help.
Why would an angel be assigned to a person? I know the answer, but I think maybe people would want to know that.
I feel for personal reasons, because there's enough angels, first of all, for everybody. But your assigned angel is the one who is responsible. Or why would you have one assigned?
No, no, definitely.
You
But
know?
I guess what's the purpose of it, you know?
Well, it's to work with your holy guardian angel. Your assigned angel works with your holy guardian angel.
And when they say guardian angel, what are they guarding you from as an
Normally
individual?
negative, evil spirits,
Hmm.
catastrophe, tragedy, things of that nature.
So I'm sure a lot of people feel like they don't even have a guardian angel. But what would you say to those individuals? Everyone does have one,
Everybody has a guardian angel, and if
no
you're in
matter
a,
how crappy
yeah,
of a person
and
you
yeah,
are.
well, no, that's true. But
Hmm.
again, if you're a crappy person, or you haven't been doing things right, and you're suffering from karma, your angels might not. You might not be feeling the power of your angels because they might just be watching what you're going through because they feel you need it.
So there was one thing that I really liked that you
Boom.
said, because as you guys know, if you've been listening to the podcast, I've been studying tarot with Travis,
That's right.
and
She's a high priestess here in training, psychic
gracias,
master
on my
here in
way.
training. That's right. She'll be giving psychic readings. Just a matter of time.
So there's a position, for all you listeners, that the second position, and I remember maybe the lovers coming up on top of the Hierophant, something crazy, and you were like, oh, sometimes an angel has to intervene when shit's going real bad, and I
That's
would,
right.
okay, so that
Yeah,
might
you're
be,
talking about when I see the angel Raphael blocking somebody's
yeah, where
happiness.
it's like,
The
hold
angel
up, we're
just
just
said,
gonna.
"No, sorry, there ain't no love for you tonight. There's no choices. There's no happiness. There's no nothing. You get
and
nothing."
and actually that's might be a good thing to talk about. Like sometimes when you think that there's something that you want, something may be blocking you from that thing, such as your angel,
Well,
because it's
yeah,
not the
because you know
best
your
choice
angel.
for
Your
you.
thank you. Ashley said it all. Podcast is over. Okay. No, yeah, no, you're right. Your angels are smarter than you are, and they know it might be more healthier. My God,
Yeah.
and sometimes when you really don't listen and they can't control you, and you make that choice, and that could be a lot of different things. Um, then there's not much they can do because then also let us not forget that the angel is connected to your higher self. But if you've detached from your higher self and from God and praying and anything angelic, and you're into the lower self period, it's going to be a real challenge to get that back on.
Yeah,
You know,
definitely.
back up and going. It's just going to be a
And they
challenge.
have different personalities. Like, can they get fed up and like, okay, I'm so done with Susie, bitching and complaining.
Well,
Like, I
you
can't
know,
continue to save her
it's
from
like somebody
this
I know who's
negative
close to
mindset.
me told me he felt like God had left him and God wasn't hearing his prayers and his angels had abandoned him. And I'm thinking, well, narcotics has a part in this. You know what I'm saying?
Oh,
And
some evil stuff was probably
yeah,
attached.
yeah. Oh, for sure. Anything with narcotics is going to have evil. For those of you doing crystal meth out there, any kind of fentanyl, get off of it
Anything,
now. Just
even
get off
like
of it. Yeah.
pain pills, like even if you
Well,
need them, you still leave
no.
yourself open
I feel if you need them and you're moderate and you know, and you're
for
doing other things,
instructions.
then you're going to get through it. I mean, let's not forget that Aleister Crowley, who was a great ceremonial magician, was a heroin addict.
Yeah.
But moving right along, I mean, there have been people in life who have had who got through everything. But no, we're not talking anything like that. And yeah, and hopefully they'll start inventing other drugs that won't have some of the repercussions that these drugs do. But one thing about pain management is that it's so important. Let me tell you why. Because if your body's in pain all the time and you're suffering in pain, it's going to create other pain problems for you. It's going to cause other organ problems. It's just not good for you. Your body has to be relaxed. And when it's in stress all the time from pain, trust me, you ain't happy and you're suffering 24/7. You can't move right. You can't do this right or whatever. No, you need something to knock your ass out.
Yeah.
Reiki at that point might not help that much, but sometimes it does.
Hmm.
You know, but it just depends on the individual. You know, I know going back to my healing sessions, I call in angels and master teachers to come into my healing sessions, and Raphael is known as a good healer.
Hmm.
You know, but there have been many stories about angels, and actually there's been some pictures of angels. There have been go on the internet. You know, you hear all kinds of different stories about
Miraculous
angels.
stuff. And I'm sure people
Miraculous
that are
stuff.
listening to you have like experienced something to know that there's more
Yeah,
out there.
yeah, and if you have an angel experience, please, man, give us an email.
Well, I don't know if this is necessarily an angel experience, but I did have a strange incident happen. I won't go into the logistics of the whole day, but then I found myself in my bathroom, and all of a sudden I was like consumed and like engulfed in like all this white light. And I remember just feeling like this immense, intense amount of love, like more love than I would have for my daughter. And that almost seems impossible for me to even comprehend.
And
Then I
you,
remember-
yeah,
and I
most people can
remember-
relate to that, I'm sure.
Yeah, and then like I remember like my husband had just got home and I was just bawling. I was just crying. All the things that led up to that moment and that day were very weird, actually. I'll say that. And it was like I needed to be there at that exact time. Like I knew exactly where I had to go. And I remember just crying. And he's like, "Why are you crying?" And I'm like, "I'm not crying because I'm sad. I'm crying because I'm happy." Like I'd never experienced anything like it. So like when we talk about angelic beings and being in their presence, I'm like, oh God, it has to be like that. It's just your body can't even
No, for sure.
control the amount of
You probably had an
energy.
angel into your vibration in room for sure.
Oh my gosh, it was
Sometimes if you're in
amazing.
a room and a sweet smell comes in like lemon or apples, an angel walked in the room.
Okay.
I mean,
Better than my kitty
angels,
litter.
yeah, angels bring sweet smells. Okay, they're very powerful.
So let me ask you something, because I did say this in a maybe I shouldn't have brought this up, but I was in like a growth group, a Christian growth group, and I remember telling
Mm.
this story, and someone's like, "Well, Lucifer comes as the angel of light, and it was probably the devil." And I was like, "Man, they're just jacking up my experience." I mean, you're just jealous you weren't touched by an angel.
That's
Sorry.
right. He was the deceiver. How did he touch you?
So, but it's a good question. Like, how do you
Did you
know
touch
it was?
yourself afterwards? No.
No. So what would you tell somebody who was like, oh, well, that could be like the hand of Lucifer that touched you, that
Well,
could
if
feel
you,
like love.
yeah, Lucifer in Latin means bringer of light, and
Hmm.
let us not forget that we go back to our lower self. But if you feel like you've had some contact with the angelic being, and you're not dead, you're not sacrificing children, you're not drinking blood. I mean, let's get rational here a little
Hmm.
bit. Then you're probably okay.
Yeah, that's what I assumed. I think
You know.
intuitively, like when they were saying that, I was like, okay, yeah, whatever. But like I knew in my heart what I felt in that moment, and I felt like no, that was too good of a feeling for
Yeah.
me to
Oh,
feel
for
anything else.
sure. No.
Like it was like there was like
No.
no negativity, there
Yeah.
was like no
None.
hatred, no jealousy. It was just pure white light, like your little infant child
It,
baby.
it's
Like
it's it's a cry of happiness. It's a cry of sadness. It's a cry of joy. It's a cry of being exhilarated.
hmm
That's a mixed emotion when you get that good feeling. Sometimes, you know what I'm saying, it's really wild, but
hmm
it's nothing that's terrible. You know what I'm saying?
no, not at all.
I think the sadness I've had experience like that. One time I cried for 3 days when I was having my wedding, and it was a happy, sad cry. I was happy for it, but there was a sadness I had for other people, maybe for the earth.
I remember kind of going through the same thing, but I was crying because I feel like I was releasing my old self. Like I was like shedding my skin like a
Right?
snake. And it was like this, like I knew it had to happen, and it was
Yeah.
just the elevation that you feel. It's so
Yeah. Well,
otherworldly.
I've had dreams and real experiences with angels. So here's my first kind of big experience with angels. I was dealing with some Santorian people before and
Mm,
trading recipes and stuff, and I made an enemy.
tell me more.
And yeah, okay, no, and they became enemies with me. This person did.
Hmm.
And one day I was doing a reading on myself, and my son TJ was with me, and I told him that somebody was doing magic on us, and they can't get to me, but they can get to my weak link, which is him. And I said, you need to be very careful. And something bad happened to him because he didn't listen to me. And so I did some reversible candles and some magic to reverse anything negative that this person sent to me. And I thought I pretty much cleared it.
Yeah.
And one day I was at a client's house, and that was when I was the mobile man. And
Ghost
in the
Rescue
beginning days,
911.
in the beginning days there, and I'm at this client's house, and as soon as I walk in the door, I'm happy for about maybe 4 or 5 minutes,
Mm-hmm.
and then all of a sudden it feels like I'm getting stabbed in the back, and I'm starting to cry. It hurts so bad. The
Mm-mm.
lady's freaking out. I called my house. I mean, it was pager days back then. It wasn't even cell phone, maybe.
My beeper, hold up.
Yeah, if it was, if something was going on, I said, you know what? If I don't make it home, this is the route I'm taking because that's how bad I felt about making it home.
Mm-hmm.
So I get home. Of course, my girlfriend didn't wait for me, and and it was about 3 o'clock in the afternoon. It was very warm that day. I remember laying down on the couch in the living room, and I just went into a deep sleep immediately.
Mm-hmm.
And there was the Archangel Michael there. He was giant. He picked me up with 2 fingers, and he showed me, come here, I want to show you something. And he put me down on the sidewalk, and on the other side of the street, there was that person walking when they put the curse on me.
Oh,
Right?
no way.
And I was like, what? And then he picked me up again, and then he dropped me into a dark room with this person. And this person had a hammer, and they had my son, and they had his hand on a pole with nails in it. And they were putting nails into his hand. And so when he dropped me in the room, I remember that person coming down to put a nail into his palm, and I remember grabbing the hammer out of that person's hand and pushing that person back, and then turning around and pushing my son out of the room, and then he disappeared. Yeah. And then I went to kill that person. I turned around to kill that person.
And did it allow you to kill that person?
No, then Michael picked me up again, and I was like struggling, like, no, man, I want this person, you know?
Yeah, of course.
And he put me up on this top of this mountain. Mm-hmm. And there the other person was at a smaller mountain, lower, but you know, I couldn't get to them, and they couldn't get to me. Mm-hmm. And when I woke up, my back pain was gone, and I'd never had that experience again. That's when I knew that he cleared everything for me.
Oh, absolutely. And I actually have heard not the same story, but in the same context with somebody else working with another healer that had to get another curse off of them. And the shaman or the individual that was helping my friend said, now it's up to you if you want to kill them in this like realm, you know. And she's like, either you can let it go, and she let them go. Like, no, your own karma will be your own thing. So she didn't do anything. She's like, but I'm not going to lie. It took almost every ounce of my being not to want to attack that person on the spiritual level. Yeah,
when someone attacks your child.
Yeah, oh, absolutely. And, you know, and that kind of goes back to, well, I know this is off topic, about like people that have a misconception about voodoo and hoodoo. It was really to protect your family as well for these and instances.
It's like a gun. It depends upon the person. Mm-hmm. You know, magic can be used for good or bad.
Absolutely.
You know, the power of mother is very strong, just like the power of spirit, elemental magic, planetary magic, earth. You know, elemental and earth magic for me is the same way.
So let me ask you, back in the days, were they considering this magic, like in Egyptian times? Like, what would be another word to call this? Conjuring, maybe?
The dark art.
The mystery schools.
Yeah, mystery school, school of Horus. That would have been incorporated in the oracle. You know, the pharaoh always had a magi or some kind of oracle at some point.
Every time, like the Vikings, they would have their magi.
Everybody has. Everybody has a spiritual interpreter in their tribe. And everybody with true antiquity. See, America doesn't have true antiquity. That's why they have the Bible. The Bible replaced the shaman. Mm-hmm. Jesus replaced the shaman. He replaced the shaman, man.
When it's crazy because, like, the other 88% of the world is, like, believing in some sort of context.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, just like every culture has an Adam and Eve story. But every culture has an angel story, too.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know, there's always been an angel involved. Now, the Watchers could have been just giant angels again.
I was going to ask you that, the Watchers of the towers, and I was like, are these the angels?
We don't talk about it.
I was like, should I not? I was like,
actually, I'm working with the Watchers. I have been. So that's something that's really a topic I don't talk about too much, honestly. Mm-hmm. It's ceremonial magic. That's a different episode. They're angels who are in a different category.
Like ones that will definitely do some damage.
Well, they're the ones that really, when you talk about those are apocalyptic angels.
Mm-hmm. Not Michael, not Gabriel.
No. Mm-hmm. We're talking a whole different vibration.
Next show.
Another episode maybe, but going back to the top tier angels and the angels of the fate and destiny. I mean, yeah, fate and destiny is another thing we can look at real quick here. I mean, if you're tired of where you're living in your life, you know, and you don't feel like praying because you're too good, or maybe you're thinking about it but you can't do it physically,
or you just don't know how,
then shame on you, because calling your angel saying, hey, I need a new job. It's easy to call Jesus, but Jesus, you know, I'm not going to, nothing against Jesus, but he wasn't designed to do everything for you.
Yeah, he's not a good luck charm.
Yeah, I'm not going to tell you, hey, I need a date tonight, because maybe I do. You know, angels will get you a date, G. You know what I'm saying? They'll hook you up. Your angels will get you the new job you're looking for. Your angels are going to. Yeah, items. Exactly. I mean, that's why God created angels. A lot of stories about angels, you know, but there's been an angel involved when we go back to our Bible, because it doesn't matter if you're Black American, if you're Hispanic American or Asian American. Mm-hmm. Irish American, Italian American, you were probably raised in the Bible.
Absolutely.
You know, and what does that have? The Adam and Eve story, and about how this culture was groomed and how we're part of that bloodline in some way from that God creator. So that's where these angels come from. Also, now they could have been Enochians in the beginning too. At some point, that were very angelic that came here.
Oh man, I feel like there's so many facets of this.
Yeah,
like you can go in
there is.
forever.
There is because angels are everywhere, and they say that at some point, most people don't have to worry about the angels they're calling to them now. The only people who really get in trouble who are drug addicts, because then their angels might not be able to protect them from evil spirits or demons or entities getting into their body. You know?
I mean, sometimes you have to take it up a notch, and those things won't help you out at all times,
Yeah.
which would be a good thing to talk about, that not all the times can your angels help you, depending on the severity
Well,
of
if you're
what
praying for an
your
angel and
situation.
you're calling upon their help, you can bet you're going to get some help. There's no doubt in my mind.
Mm-hmm.
Now, the time frame and the length possibly, or how much, we're not sure yet.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody has a different story about angels. You know, but how many of you out there right now listening to this podcast or seeing us on YouTube are calling upon your angel every day in prayer, blessing your angel, or trying to do something to be more conscious about your angel and
Probably
the angelic
like
world?
7% of the people listening.
You know, we'll see. That would be a good thing to look at. You know, but
Well, and if you are praying, you should
Right.
probably make a comment and hit the subscribe button, because this would be a good conversation for
yeah,
people to know.
If you have anything you want to share, now maybe down another podcast to come, we can talk about one specific angel and get more background. You know, we're trying to tap into a lot of different things at one time here in this
It's the
episode.
spiritual life with Travis Tidwell.
It is the spiritual life, baby, because we want you to be spiritual. So here's the deal. Again, as we give you something spiritual to put in your daily routine,
Yeah.
you should be spending maybe 60 seconds saying, "All my angels come close to me now. Angels, this is what I need today. Thank you, so be it," or "Thank you, amen," and be done with it. And go out throughout your day, let your angels work for you, and give yourself that kind of an opportunity to change your life and to have friends with power.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So be it.
So be it. So now we do have Ashley here, who is available to be contacted at what now?
The Pisces Life Coach on Instagram, so you can just send me a DM. I don't even know what that stands for. This is how old
Direct
I am.
message.
Oh, okay, shit. I didn't
Direct
know
message.
that.
Means demonic sex.
What,
Yeah,
does
just
that
no,
mean like
just
a
kidding.
DS? Oh my god.
Your husband would be a little upset. Sorry about that.
That's a different Instagram.
Yeah,
That's a Pinstagram, like a pentacle.
Yeah, no, you know, even at my age, I'm learning more and more about the DM. I always see that because I see the bikini models on it. I go, damn, girl, she want to DM me at blank, blank, blank. I go, damn, that's like direct
How do
what?
we
Yeah.
how do we go from angels to talking about bikini models?
I have no
so
clue. Thank you,
unfair.
Ashley, for bringing all that into the podcast at this point in
Oh
time.
my
But
gosh.
we want to thank you for tuning in, honestly. And I want to thank all my subscribers. I love you. I can only ask that the divine source would bless all you out there, your family, your pets, your friends. Bless you for watching on YouTube. Baby, we love you on YouTube. We want you to come in, listen on to YouTube.
Yes.
But if you're on iTunes, Spotify, Pandora, thank you for being here. Any questions you have spiritually, you should give us a email at travistidwellpodcast@gmail.com. Or you can come on to the YouTube channel at Travis Tidwell Podcast, and you can make a comment. Of course, Ashley gave you her DM, which was, again,
The Pisces Life Coach.
yeah. And don't forget, if you're on Spotify right now listening, because I'm hoping you are, or iTunes, get to my album, Travis Tidwell, Time Has Come. Peace and love on planet Earth, baby. Thank you so much.
Time has come to rearrange. Time has come for a change.